eCapitol News Director Sean Ashley joins us to talk about other matters at the state capitol this week. Sean, thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Now, the legislature has adjourned for the year, and the end wasn't pretty in the House. What happened?
Well, that's right. In the waning hours of the legislative session on Thursday, a lot of legislation was moving through, and some of it was moving through rather quickly. In the consideration of Senate Bill 1140, a bill which offers some protections to private adoption agencies based on their deeply held moral and religious viewpoints, an effort was made to push that bill through really with no questions and no debate. And the Democratic caucus had a number of questions about the bill and some issues they wanted to raise. As they were stifled in trying to ask those questions and debate the measure, tempers became a little enraged, a little heightened, inflamed. And as a result, it was not a pretty situation on the floor of the House. Eventually that was resolved, the bill was passed, and they were able to move on through the consideration of the remainder of the bills on the agenda. But some of those issues that they had been concerned about raising, they were able to raise in the discussion of other pieces of legislation that followed it.
Now, the so-called constitutional carry bill has cleared the legislature. Now the OSBI has come out strongly against the bill. It's up to the governor now. Do we know where she stands on this?
We're really not sure at this point. The governor has been an advocate for Second Amendment rights throughout her tenure. However, she has also made some moves and vetoed some pieces of legislation that she had questions about in this arena. In the case of the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, they raise a number of issues regarding the legislation, ranging from some concerns about background checks that one has to go through now in order to obtain a handgun license to be able to carry a weapon, as well as the impact on their revenue, because by not doing those background checks, they will lose revenue, and it may harm the agency and lead to some layoffs of employees.
Now, the legislature also gave the final approval to a bill that allows juveniles to be sentenced to life without parole. Fill us in.
Right. This has been an issue not only in Oklahoma, but in the United States as a whole. Many years ago, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the idea that you could sentence a youthful offender to the death penalty. Now they are also looking at life without parole sentences. In this case, what it does is take that sentence out of the hands of a jury and puts it solely in the hands of a judge, which was concerning for some members like Senator A.J. Griffin. That bill is headed to the governor, and we'll see what she does.
All right. eCapitol News Director Sean Ashley, thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome.